My job is to sit in the booth, listen to everything that gets done in the church, and then feed back to John Elliott my impression of what went right, what went wrong, where the mistakes were. In other words, I'm an extra pair of ears for John Elliott so that he can concentrate on the music and I concentrate on the mistakes, which is a bit of a bore because I'd like to concentrate on the beautiful things, but that comes into it as well.
Bach's cantatas pattern and follow the shape of the liturgical year and the natural cycle of the seasons in the year, and that's something that we've lost in so many ways. Bach's music brings you very much back to that organic and centered focus. Well, here we are around the font where Bach was christened 2 days after his birth, so the 23rd of March, 1685, in the Georgienkirche, where his uncle Johann Christoph Bach was organist, here in Eisenach. And he spent the first 10 years of his life here, and no doubt from the age of 5 or 6 already started to sing up there in the organ gallery in the choir. So this is where Bach's life began, really. And when you think of the number of relations, all called Bach, who lived and worked either here in Eisenach or in the immediate environs of the Thüringer Wald, it came to the stage when the name of Bach and a musician were virtually synonymous. If you talked about a musician, you talked about a Bach. And when asked, what's the secret of your art, and Mr. Bach, he said, hard work.
Working with John Elliott is really very different from working with almost anybody else I know. He's very engaged with the music, very committed, he's very demanding, and I think everybody finds that because you're never allowed to just sit back and relax. You're always making music absolutely as well as you can, whether it's a rehearsal or a concert, obviously. But in some ways, I find that less tiring than working with someone who's maybe not demanding so much. It keeps you going.
Good morning, everybody. Tennis? The sheer impact of death, as it were, at close quarters in Bach's life must have had an enormous influence on him. When you think that he was born here, that already when he was 9, his mother died, and then his father immediately remarried and then died himself within 6 months, so that by the time that Bach was 10, he was an orphan, and his parents are buried somewhere in this cemetery, but we don't exactly know where. But that in itself is significant of a whole succession of very personal experiences of death that Bach had, alas, both with his first wife. They lost 2 or 3 children, and then with Anna Magdalena he lost a whole clutch of children early on in their lives. And you feel this actually in his music. As soon as you get into Epiphany, up to Purification and Candlemas, up to Lent, there's an obsession, really, it's not too strong a word, with the battle between life and death, the presence of death, the yearning actually for death in the Lutheran Church, and how Bach identifies with it palpably in his music.